All right, greetings, fellow devs. Welcome to another episode of George's Guides. Today we are going to be building a Reddit clone with AngularJS. Right now, this is going to be a pure front-end thing. So there's a README here that came with it. Said how to get it started and gave us a little code snippet. I went ahead and made a checklist on how it is we are going to actually get this done. So we'll just get started here. Let's actually make sure that it works. I did all the dependency stuff first, but yep, okay, so we have a thing called a Reddit clone on localhost 3000. We'll just go there on Chrome so we can use DevTools in case we run into any problems. But just say Red clone, so it is loading our index.html, which is here, and this doesn't have anything in it. Okay, so the first thing on our checklist is to create a basic module. So we'll go ahead and get that done. So let's make an app.js file. And we could do it in the terminal. I'm just going to do it here. So in that app.js, we are going to create our app, our module rather. So Angular.module is app, comma, and then actually, yeah, we'll do this. So then our component, we are going to call Reddit because that's what we're making, and then we'll pass in an object that has a controller. And at the moment, we'll just have it be an empty function and a template. I'm going to do template URL just so that we have all this code that is at the bottom of here that they already made for us somewhere else and not in this giant app.js file. So let's copy this out. Hopefully all of this is working right. Cool. All right. Okay, so we'll copy this out and let's just make a new HTML file called reddit.html. Why is that not typing? Reddit.html, and we'll put it all in there. Okay, save that, go back into app.js, and we will do it's in the same folder, so we should just be able to do reddit.html, save that, bring up this. So that did not work. Why? Whatever. We'll do it the hard way. Backticks. That should work at the very least. Oh, duh. It's not going to work because, okay. Yeah, I'm dumb. Let's go back to what we had. Okay, we made a checklist for a reason, right? Let's do that. So we made it app.js. We created an app module. We created a template URL. We're going to add the app and the component to the HTML, which we did not do. So we'll go in here and we'll go ng app equals app, and then we'll call Reddit, which is what we called our component. So Reddit, save. That's not saved, but that's fine. That's saved, that's saved. Now let's see if it worked. Totally did not, but we haven't brought in any of the dependencies, so let's do that. Add an app and component to the HTML, add the link and the script dependencies. Okay, so now we need a few things. So when they created this little HTML snippet, if you look at the classes, you can see that they use Bootstrap. So we need that, which I have here. And we'll put that in our index.html over here. Okay, then we want to grab, I don't know if this actually uses any of it, but just to be safe, we're going to grab the Bootstrap's JavaScript file and throw that in as well. That requires jQuery. Nope, here we go. So let's grab jQuery. Put that up here. We want Angular so that we can actually use Angular. So where is that at? Why is this doing this? Hey, this ad, oh, the ad is going on forever. Yeah, it does that. Okay, so where was I? Oh yeah, we're gonna add Angular, which is also here. So just grab that, Angular 1.6.4, copy that in there. Then we also need our app.js so that it knows to use that. Is that all? That's a lot. I think that's all. Let's check. Cool, that did not work like I wanted it to. What am I missing in the template URL? Because it's not calling that. Oh, I didn't actually change it back to template URL. Just change it to template. There we go. Does it work now? There we go. Okay, cool. Got it. All right. So this is the snippet that they gave us. So it has like kind of the things that you would want a Reddit clone to have. But all that shows up on the page. So let's go back to our checklist and knock that off. Okay, so we created the basic module. That is done. So now we want to toggle the new form post. So we want to create a set function that sets on our button click. So we'll go in app.js. Cool, my dog is barking. So yeah, const. We'll do VM equals this, and then so we'll set the tab. I'm just gonna call it tabs. You can call it whatever you want, but I call them tabs because you're like switching back and forth between things, and that makes me think of tabs like up here, switching back and forth, or on a computer in general. So we'll set the tab to 1 to begin with, and let me actually see how I had these ordered on the checklist so they go in there. Create a set function on button click. Okay, so let's just do let's create the function itself. So we'll do VM dot set tab is what we'll call our function, and pass anything into it. Actually, we are going to pass something into it. We're going to pass selected into it. And then we're going to say that the vm.tab equals selected. Okay. So now we need to actually put that function in our HTML. So let's find where the new post button is right here. Coo. Why is this doing this again? What do you mean by this scriptly? This is weird having it on two screens. Thanks, Tom, for the dongle. Okay, so yes, we will put the click on the new post button right here. So we're gonna do ng click. Say when we click on this, we want to use our controller dot set tab is what we called it, I believe, and the default is 1, so we're gonna set it to 2. Save that and go back in here. So we created a set function on a button click, and now we need to attach showing it on the form itself, because we want the form right now. Well, nothing's gonna happen because I broke some stuff. Unexpected token, where? So let me go back into my app.js and see, for some reason that's indented. I don't think that should matter. Controller function closes there, and this closes this function. This closes the item or the object. That closes our iffy function. Did that fix it? Did not. Unexpected token open. Oh, I misspelled function. That's the problem. Cool. That'll do it. All right. Now let's try this again. Okay. So nothing's gonna happen when we click this button. I mean, it is changing the tab to a different number, but nothing's gonna happen here because we haven't done anything with it. And what we want to do is we want to make this whole form right here where you create a post disappear unless you hit this button here. So we'll go into our HTML and we're going to find the form itself, which conveniently is here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to set it to where you can only see it if... This is it. Yeah. We're going to set it to where you can only see it if the tab is set to do. So ng show equals controller dot. So we need another function, and we'll check if it's set to 2. Right. Okay. So now let us go and write that function. So we'll say vm.isSet equals a function, and then we will pass in selected. Sure. No. Well, yeah, it doesn't matter. We'll pass in selected, and then we'll say return, because we want a true or false. vm.tab equals selected. And you can, maybe we'll just call this tab. I don't want to confuse. So we'll say that is set to this tab if this tab is this tab. Okay. So now let's go back here. So it is set to 1 as a default. So the tab doesn't show. And then when we click new post, this does show. Now, I don't like having the post underneath it. So what I want to do is I want to, well, actually, let's check our checklist. I wrote these out for a reason, right? Attach to show. Okay, so now we want to create a new button to where if the user decides they actually don't want to create a new post, they just want to go back and look at posts, that they can do that, which there's nothing they can do here that does that. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a new button, and let's go up here and find the original button right here. Yep, so we're just going to copy this button and we're going to put this in here. Okay, and then so this one we'll call view posts. View post. When you click on it, we'll set it to back to tab 1, so it goes back to the original where the form no longer exists. And we don't want this button to always exist on the page. We want this button to only show up when the form shows up. So we're just going to copy this from here. And we're going to throw it on the end here. So it's saying that view post will only show if this tab is set to 2. And then we're going to get rid of new post when the tab... Wait. View post should only show... Yes, when the tab is set to 2. And new post should only show when the tab is set to 1. So now we have this button here that says new post. You click it, it'll turn to putting in a new post, and then the button switches to view post. You click that, it goes back to all the posts. And let's see here. I want to also hide the posts while the new post form is up, so that the page isn't quite as cluttered. So basically we're just going to go in here and we're going to say only show when it's set to 1. So let's find where the posts live, right here. We need a closing quote. Okay, so now let's go back to the page, refresh. So we show the post, we click new post, old posts go away, you only see the form, click back to view post to get back to here. Cool. So that part is done. So attach show to post, we can exit off our user story of toggling a new post form. So now we want to allow the user to create new posts, right? Because what's the point in having Reddit if you can't create any posts? So the first thing we need to do is we need to set a posts array. So we're going to app.js and under our set, so this just deals with toggling, we are going to say that posts for now is an empty array, and we will come in and fill this in later, just so that we have a seed for something to look at, but for right now we'll leave it empty. So let's X that off. Set a post array. Add a submit on the form calling add post function. So now we want to go to our form that has you fill in this information, which is right here, and then we're going to do ng submit, and we are going to say controller dot add post, and that's a function, so we want that there, and I'm not going to put anything into it. Okay, so now we have our submit, so we can click on the submit button at the bottom here, or create post rather. It will push this post, or it'll run the function add post, which we haven't written yet. So let's go do that. And where are we? Save that. Go in here. Okay, so we're gonna do VM dot, I believe we called it add post, is a function. We're not passing anything in. Okay, and let me just check the checklist. So we'll leave it like that because I'm getting ahead. So, okay, use data binding to build the post object. So we're going to use Angular's data binding to build an object. I need this one, sorry. To build an object that we are going to call post. So this input takes in a title. And so we are going to, actually I'm just going to put it at the beginning. So we're going to do ng model, and we're going to say that this input is, we're going to do controller dot, we're going to call the item a post, and then the key for this post is going to be title, right? So this is going to create an item called post, or an object, not an item. I keep saying item. It's an object called post, and it's going to set the title key to a value of whatever happens to be in this box. And then we're going to rinse and repeat a few more times so that we get everything. So we want a, why do I never get the first letter? Whatever. So this one's the body. So we'll do post.body. This one is the author. So we will do post.author. This one is the image. ng model equals post.image. And also, since this is URL, we'll do that when we get to validations. Whatever, we'll leave it alone. Okay, and this is our post button. So on submit, we're gonna do something called add a post. Let's save that. And just for now, we are going to make sure that it works. We're going to console log vm.post and see if we get all of the information from our post form. So title is turtles. Body is I like turtles, if I could spell. Author is me. Image URL, I think I got one of baby turtles. Yep, some baby turtles. And let's pop that in there and hit there. Okay, so it gives us our object in our console log. So the post has a title, it has a body, it has an author, it has an image, which coincides with the information we want here. We want a title, we want an author, we want text. The date we'll add, and an image goes here. So we have all, it's the object is being created the way it's supposed to be created. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to push this into the post array, but first we need a couple more pieces of information. So if we look here, there's comments, which we don't have. There's votes, which we don't have, and a date that we don't have, or it says some time ago, but so it's still using some form of time. So we need to add those pieces before we push our code. So the easiest one to do is add our date. So VM posts, and I'm going to use created on because it's a little more specific than just date, because what does the date signify? Today's date. This lets us know it signifies the date that the item was created on. And we're just going to use date.now, which will give us a Julian string of a date. And then we want to add votes. That was weird. Hi, Guy Ross. I am working on a Reddit clone with Angular. So right now we're trying to push new posts in here once we go in here and we write a new post. So let's see. So we were adding, votes, yes. So votes, we're going to say that the votes starts at 0. So Yeah, we'll do 0. I don't like doing 0 because I feel like if you're posting something, you're self-voting for it, but whatever. And then it needs comments, was the last thing. And right now we're just going to set that to an empty array because there are no comments. And then we're going to go to posts. We're going to push in our new post, vm.post. And then, as you saw here when I went back to the create a post page, if I go back to view posts, this just stays populated with what we put in there, and we do not want that. So we want to go in here and we want to delete vm.post. So that'll get rid of all that information in that form. Okay, so now we are pushing, and just to show you that that's happening, let's check our post array here, and then after we push it, let's check. Would help if I could type. Let's check our post array one more time and make sure that that pushed the object into the post array. New post, so nothing's gonna be in there because we refreshed. Turtles, stuff, me, and hopefully I still have the, yep. So create a post. So it starts off as an empty array, and then we put in an object in it that has all the information. It's got the Julian string of when it was created, which I'm actually just gonna copy and put in here because we'll need that later. Put it all the way down on the bottom. Okay, so it creates the Julian time string, image, the title, 0 votes. So it has all the things we want it to have. So let's go to our checklist here. Use data binding to build the object. We did that. We wrote the add post function to push the post to the post array. We did that. And now we need to add validation to not allow people to post things in there if they haven't filled out all of the forms. And we're gonna validate it the easy way and say, where are you hiding, form? Is that it right here? Yeah. Okay. So we'll say that this one is required, and we'll say this one is required, and we'll say this one is required, and are you the last one? Yep. And you are also required. So save that. So now, oh no, I don't want the pages, our numbers don't open. So now if I put in some information, turtles are cool, not cool, and I leave it blank, it'll force me to fill out anything before I can actually click it. And then if we want to, as a sort of added thing, we can actually go into our CSS file and say that .ng dirty. So that just means something's been typed in before. .ng dash invalid. We'll give it a border color of HSL. So if it's invalid, we'll make it red. So 0. We'll do 60 saturation and 50 light. So it should be like a decently dark red. And then we'll put these in here. Then for ng dirty and valid, we will put in, actually we're just going to copy this, and instead of red we're going to put in green, which is 120. Hue wise, we need to go in here and put in our actual CSS sheet, and I think they called it app.css. So save that, come back to the form, click here, put some stuff. So it turns green. If I erase it, it'll go to red and say, like, hey, you need stuff in there. Okay. So, yeah, that's not really necessary, but I think it looks nice. Okay, so we added our validation, and you can't create a post if a field is left blank. So now on to the next user story, which is a user can view the post, because what's the point in actually having that if you can't see any of the information? So first thing we want to do is use repeat to iterate through the post array. So we're just going to go, I'm already in Atom, I don't know why I'm doing this. Okay, so we're going to go into our Reddit, and we are going to find where it creates all the posts, which is right here. But let's go down to let's do the class well. So we'll do repeat, because I believe the class row just holds them all in a row, and then the div inside limits it in size. So we're going to do ng repeat, and we're going to do every post in our post array. So control dot posts. So for every post in our post array, do all this stuff down here. Okay, so we got that. I think we applied the filters later. Yeah, so we're not going to worry about the filters right now, or ordering by anything, because we are going in order of the user stories that they gave us. So some text, if we look on our page, let's go back to view posts. Some text is right here and is quite likely the title. So let's put in the title. Post.title. That's what we called it, and we'll use the interpolation to actually get that to show up. All right, and then we have a 10 here, which is our votes. So post.votes. Some author is likely the author, so post.author. Some text is probably the body, so post.body. Some time ago is going to be the created on date. So let me just check how the date show how long ago the post was made is a little bit further. Oh, we did this already. Whoops. We kind of got a little bit ahead, but that's fine. Okay, so some time ago is going to be the post dot created on, and we are going to transform that into a date. In comments, let's see our checklist where the actual comment part comes in. Properly pluralized comment. So we're not going to worry about that right now. We'll just leave that as some comments. So iterate through the post, attach the appropriate keys to the text field, save. So let's look at what happens, and it's not going to bring up anything because the array doesn't exist. But if we go here and we put baby turtles, just look at them. Author is me, and I believe here's where the baby turtles live. So we'll copy that and throw that in, and then hit create post. If we go back to view post, it did not work. Why not? It's got the object, and we should have it when we click go back to the post page. That's something which we'll sort out here in a second. Let me see try something. Let me try making a seed and seeing if at least will show that, and then we can at least try to figure out why post uncontrolled posts, post title, votes, author, created on into date. Is there's no error, just the objects that we passed in on our function. So okay, let's just create our post object, our post array. So the first one's an object. If I remember right, it has a title, and the title would be baby turtles. And then it has a, is it body? Is that what we called it? Body, yep. I just gotta make sure that these are right up here too. Okay, yep, so it has a body that will put, and then it has an author, which will be me. And then it has an image. Oh, and we have to use ng source to get the image to show. I totally spaced that, so let me do that real quick. Image class, okay, ng source equals is it just post at it? Yeah. Post dot image. Help if I spell it right. Okay. Just need one. Thank you. Okay, so put the image in there. Image here. So those are the things the form creates. Then we need a created on, which is why I grabbed this string here. And we need a votes. Let's give it 10. And we need an array of comments, which I'm just going to set to an empty array for now. And let's try refreshing the page. So that did not work. So there's something wrong with our ng repeat. What could it be? I did set. Oh no, I totally did not set. Okay. So I don't actually have a okay, so we're gonna set VM post to post so that it actually is pulling something when it's calling control post. You gonna work now? Okay, yep. So we got baby turtles. Look at them. Was done today, the 17th. We got the picture. Comments don't do anything. Let's do a new post. Let's do. Look at this guy. So tiny. Author me. And then is this? Yeah, with a tiny turtle. It's trying to eat the strawberry, and the strawberry is bigger than he is. So create the post. Again, we need to fix that so it goes back to here, but so now it adds the post in like it's supposed to. And I believe we can start checking some things off. But before I forget, let's do the click and I want to copy it because I already wrote it. I don't want to. Here we go. On click, set tab to 1. And we're going to put that on our submit button. Since we're calling a different function than like the actual telling it to add post, which we did on the submit, is fine. But you never want to do ng submit, add the post, and then ng click also add the post. You usually just want to use ng submit on a form, but we need to call a whole second function. So I'm going to call it on the actual button itself. Let's just do strawberry stuff. Author is going to be me. We'll paste in the, nope, that is not the image URL. Grab the image URL, paste it in. Okay, and then so it goes back to the post page, how you would want it to go once you click the submit, and now you get the new post in there. Okay, cool. So let's check off some stuff. Let's see, properly pluralize the comments. Okay, so now we need to go back into here and find where the comments live. Some comments right here. Cool. And we are going to get rid of this. And we are going to put in ng pluralize instead, so that we can pluralize the thing. Let's just do this so that we can copy it, put our closing pluralize. Okay, so we are going to set the default, or the count rather, so the number that it's using to tell whether or not to pluralize, to our post.comments array, and then we're going to get the length. So how many comments are in there? And then when we have we're going to set object, and we're going to set the first key to 0. I don't like double quotes. First key to 0. When we have 0 comments, we're going to make it show no comments. Okay, and then as our first key, actually I'm not going to put a period. I was going to put punctuation, but forget it. So if we have 1, we want to say 1 comment, because it is singular. I do not know why 0 is plural, but it is in the English language. And then if we have anything else, and it's going to be a number, being letters, unless we put letters in our seed. So if it's anything else, then we're going to say call the length and put the length comments in there, and I believe that will do it. So let's save, go back here. It did not error. We're having a parsing error. Unexpected end of expression. So let's go back in here. Let's see. Comments.length when let's try that. Still not working. Okay. Is it the same error? Oh, I totally forgot to. Oh my goodness, that's way too loud. Okay. That way there's not just dead silence. Also, unexpected end of expression. NG pluralize when oh, it's parsing this like really weird. So let me try this again. Post comments.length, right? And then let's, instead of doing, I guess I probably need escape characters everywhere. I'm gonna make this simpler by doing that. Why can't I just put one? Okay. When 0, there's no comments, one comment. Come on, baby. Did I save? I did not. Let's try this again. No comments. Okay. Cool. And then if I go into my seed, so it's just, yeah, double quotes and single quotes, which I should know better. So if I just put something in here, for now we'll just say text, and we'll put like love it, which is not going to actually show because we haven't told it to show, but it should now change comments to 1. So now we have 1 comment, and we'll do another one with text, and we'll do like baby Raph for Raphael. In my world, everybody's super excited. So they use exclamation points. Zeros and nothing of everything. Yes, that's true. Okay, so it does change. On 0, it did say no comments. On 1, it said 1 comment. 2, it says 2 comments, so it's doing what it's supposed to. All right, so now I think we can actually start checking things off. Probably pluralize the comments. Order the post by votes. So in order to do that, we need more than 1 post. So let's go in here and we'll just copy this whole object. Hold on, let me adjust this a little bit so at least it looks a little bit nicer. Is that really where that should be? I guess so. Okay, so put a comma here. We will copy this object. I'm going to put it down here. And we'll just let's get a second, get our strawberry turtle picture. Otherwise, we might have to use that track by index. And we'll say this one has 6 votes. We'll say it only has 1 comment. And let's see if it shows both of them. Okay, so it shows both of them. Actually, let's make the second one have more votes than the first one. That way we can check that our ordering works, because I think that's what it said, right? Order the post by votes. Yep. So let's save here. Okay, so now strawberry has more posts than baby turtle, or more votes rather than baby turtles does. So we want strawberry to appear on the top. So we need to go into our reddit.html, and then where are you at? On our repeat, we want to say order by, oh gosh, I remember we had some problems with this. So we're going to do votes descending. I may have to put that in quotes because that totally did nothing. Get out of here. Save. Let's bring it back up. Okay, cool. So it put Strawberry above Baby Turtles because Strawberry has more votes. So let's get this out of here. We did that one. Have the date be shown by how long ago the post was made. So we need two dependencies for this. One is moment.js and the other is Angular moment, which allows us to use moment.js and Angular. I've already gone to where they're at, so I'm going to grab moment.js and I am going to copy it. And I'm going to go in here and I'm going to make a new folder, call it components, even though technically what we're making is a component, but yes, don't ask questions. So moment.js, we're going to put that and we're going to paste in what we just had. Give it a second, it should turn colors. It's slowly doing it. Okay, so now everything is good, so we're going to save that and we're going to close that, and we need the Angular moment.min, so we're going to copy that. Now I don't have Beautify on my machine, but a kind of cheaty way to do it is to just paste it in JSFiddle, tidy it, copy it, and then go in here and we're going to create a new folder, or new file rather, in components, and we're just going to call it timestamp.js. You can call it whatever you want. You can call it Angular moment. I just like to call it what it's actually doing. Okay, so now we need where it's setting the module. So it sets the module. There we go. Word to Angular moment. So we're just going to copy that. I'm going to save this and we'll close this out. Okay, so now we need to bring this into our app.js as a dependency. So we'll just pop it into our app here. And then we need moment right here. So we'll save that. Then we have to go into our HTML because we do need to call these. I think my checklist. So copy in moment and Angular moment, add to HTML. I already added to the dependency. So let's go into index.html. So before our app, we are going to bring in moment first because timestamp is dependent on moment to a function. So do component / moment.js, and then underneath it, just copy this so that we don't have to write the path again, and we'll do timestamp.js. Not timestamp. Okay, so we got that in there, and then we actually have to call it in here so that we can actually use the thing, right? So we need to put it in the time area. So that is not here. Oh, here we go. Post created on date. So we're gonna add in a new div, and we are going to use Angular moments, and they call it time ago, and we're going to equal it to the post dot created on That's all we need to do. Just close out the div. If I remember right, we'll find out. Okay, so we don't need this. We just needed this to make that pretty. Totally did not work. Localhost. Oh, it's components, isn't it? Not component. It is components. So we called it component. Save that. There we go. Okay, and so now you can see, instead of saying it was written on March or May, I don't even know what month it is anymore. I'm so tired. May 17th, that it says it was made 29 minutes ago. If I make a new post that says, like, this guy's mowing his lawn. Let's say, like, Lee loves lawn care, 'cause he does. And then we'll get this turtle here that's mowing the lawn, and we'll say the author is Lee this time. Post it in. So now when it posts in, it says it was made a few seconds ago. So that's what we wanted. Cool. All right. So now we can check some stuff off. We added it. The date shows how long ago the post was made. All of these are checked off. So now we can go to users can upvote and downvote, but not below 0. So we're going to attach the functions for upvoting and downvoting to the arrows first. So let's go in here and let's see here. Where are the arrows? Right here. Okay, arrow up and arrow down. So on click, not ng equals click, ng dash click, we are going to call in a function that we will just say is control.upvote, because that's the easiest. And then we're going to pass in the post that we're on. So it only upvotes the post that we're on. And make sure I actually spell that right. And then space that there. That's for the up arrow. And then for the down arrow, as you can imagine, we are just going to call the function downvote. And we will also pass in the post. Okay, so now we need to write those functions, and those are super simple. So let's go down to the bottom here after we add a post. Okay, so VM, we called it upvote, equals a function, and we passed in a post, and we're just going to say post.votes plus plus. So that, let's just make sure that didn't break anything. And boom. So now it reorders because we upvoted that. We haven't written the function for downvoting. So let's go do that. Not the terminal. Okay. So now we want a function called downvote. But as it said, we do not want to allow the vote to go below 0. So we just need to add a conditional if post.votes. I'm gonna do greater than equal to 1. You can do greater than 0, but I like the preciseness of having an equal in the equation. So if the post is greater than or equal to 1, then post.votes minus the opposite of what we had. So we'll go back in here. And then 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 0, and it will not go down any further. Okay, and we can write some CSS so it doesn't highlight like that, or we can even write some JavaScript. I'm not going to bother with it right now because I'm kind of on a time crunch, although we're pretty far through this list. So I'm going to say that's done. We attached the function to the arrows. We wrote the functions. So now we want to allow them to filter by title. So here it has a filter box. If we type into it, nothing happens. and we do not want that. We want it to, what am I trying to say? We want it to filter out the information based on, like, about to sneeze, based on what's in this box. So, hold on. Okay, so let's go into our reddit.html, and we need to find the filter box right here. Filter. Okay, so we are going to set the ng model on this guy to whatever you want to call it. I'm going to call mine search box. I'm actually going to put it first just because. Ng model equals search box. I just do that to make sure that the Angular stuff doesn't interfere, or that this stuff doesn't interfere with the Angular stuff, I guess is a better way of putting that. I don't know if it actually matters, but yes. So thank you, Lee. I appreciate that. So we're going to set the ng model to the search box, and then we need to go down to where we are sorting our repeat right here. And then we're going to add in a second pipe. And we're going to tell it that we want to filter. And we're going to give it an object. And we're going to say, not name, it is title, not name. So we're going to say, we're going to filter it based on the, so that the title matches the search box. And the reason why we're doing this, the user story specifically said title. And if we just filter it by the search box, what will happen is it'll filter it based on everything. So if the comment has the word you want in it or something else, and you may want that, and we can build different filter boxes to search by different things. But for now, the user story said filter by title, so we're going to limit it only to filtering by the title. So now if we go back to our page and we say we want the title that has something to do with baby turtles, we can filter out strawberry, and vice versa, just to show that it's not only grabbing the baby one every time. If we filter by strawberry, it'll grab the one that has the turtle trying to eat the strawberry. Okay, so I want to say that was everything. Add a model rather, to filter inputs, add filter to the posts. So that's done. Okay, so we're almost done with the Reddit clone in how it was asked for me to give it. I do have some optional things, and if we have time, we will do those. But let's keep going. So allow the sorting of posts. So we want to, if we see down here, we want to be able to sort by date and title. We want the default to do by votes descending, which it's already doing, and we want it to fill it out by using the drop-down box. So when they built this snippet for us, they already put in a drop-down box. So this is where our filter is going to live, because it says sort by. So why not put it there? I believe that's where it's supposed to go. So we'll go into our Reddit HTML, and we're going to go up to our selection area. And so there's a shorthand way to do this, where we can throw in an array using ng options. I'm going to do it the longhand way just so that you can see what it is. So the first thing we're going to do, let me make sure the checklist is in order. Fill out the drop down box. Okay, so we're going to do that first. So we're going to call this ng model sort data. Because that, or you know what? Let's do sort posts. Let's do sort posts. So we're going to call this the model sort post. And then on the initialization of the page, we want sort post to equal negative votes, right? Because we want it by default to be in descending order of votes. So the negative just means descending. You can also put votes : true to say that true that it's in reverse order. I just like using the negative. It's a whole lot easier. Okay, so we want a couple options. So we're gonna do votes descending, and then we'll do votes ascending, because you should be able to do both, right? And we'll copy these, and let's do date descending, date ascending, and then one more where we do title descending and title ascending. So now we need to set the values to match what it is we want to happen. So for this one, we want the votes to descend, so we want negative votes. On this one, we want the votes to ascend, so just votes with an S. On this one, we want the dates to descend. So if you remember, we called our dates created on, because that way it signifies what that date actually means. So we'll put that in there. Value equals created on, value equals negative title. That's what we called it. And then value equals title. And let's just make sure that all those showed up. So it starts with votes descending and gives us all these things. Now it's not going to do anything because we haven't actually changed the filter yet, but I just wanted to make sure all those boxes were there. Okay, so now we want to go down to our filter where we said order by votes, and we're going to change that to sort posts. Save that there. Refresh the page so it starts with votes descending. We put in votes ascending, it should change it. It does. The dates are the same, so it's not going to change. Title descending, strawberries. So now we have all of our sorting functions built into the drop down box. So we can cross these out. Okay, sort title date. By default, votes descending, use the drop box. Okay, so now we want to allow the user to toggle the comments. So as you may remember, we had these, but nothing happens when you click this button, right? So we want something to happen when we click that button. You want to be able to see the comments. So the first thing we want to do, let's see the checklist. Let's see how it asks us. Have comments show when clicking the link. So we'll go into here and we will find our comment section. So here's the link, and then here's where, no, that's the form. So it's not actually, it doesn't actually have anything in there for the comments as best as I can tell. So we need to make something for the comments. So div, and we'll just call it class comment. I don't know if it matters. Okay, so we want it to show when you click on this button up here. So what we're going to do is on the click, we are going to set the model for comment to equal, or no, we want to set the model.comment to equal the index of the post. I'm thinking and typing at the same time, so I'm typing wrong words. So when we click on the href, which is the blue underlined link that says comments, we want it to set the model.comment to the index, which then as and the reason why we're doing the index is because if we just click on this show comments, what's going to happen is it's going to show all the comments for all of the posts, and we only want it to show the comments of one post at any given time. So if I open the comments for the first post and then I click on comments for the second post, I want it to first close the comments of the first post and then show the comments of the second post. Now that's not required in the user stories, but I believe that is just good user experience, right? Because in the pages, it's like when you open file trees, they just keep getting longer and longer and longer. So we want to shrink down everything other than what we're looking at. So I'm going to use an ng show, and we are going to set it to if model.comment equals the index. And since I don't know, I think triple equals will work. I'm not 100% sure how this is going to spit out this number, if it's going to turn it into a string or leave it a number. So for right now, just to make sure that it works, we are going to leave it at double equals, and we'll go back and fix it after we test. So we want to do an unordered list, and in that unordered list, we want to repeat repeat through all of the comments. So for every comment of post.comment, so we want to go through the array that is post.comments and put out every comment. So currently our comment, oh, it's not here, it's here. Currently our comments only have text, and I did that just because this only has a text field. We'll spruce this up, but let's just make sure that it at least shows the text that we want it to show before we start getting too crazy with things. So for every comment that we have, we want to show the comment.text, right? And that way, when we click the button, all the comments of that one should pop up. Now, hopefully I did this right. Error repeat post.comment of. It's in, isn't it? It's in comments, yep. And it's comments, not comment. Right on. Now let's try that again. No more errors. Okay, so when I click one comment, the comment shows up. If I click this comment down here, so that totally did not work. Did I write it right? That was supposed to go away. Why did you not go away? Okay, give me one sec. Let's see if we can figure out why this is the case. So on click, we set the model to comment, and then we show only if the comment equals the index. Show if model comment equals, maybe it is triple equals. If model.comment equals the current index, and then when we click the thing, open up that specific or set the index model.comment to that specific index, so your triple equals fixes it. No. No, all my toys are gonna fall off because it just backed into the stupid thing. Okay, let me try this. I wanna create. see what this does. So we want to get rid of all of this, and we want to say hide comments. So, or at least for right now, I want to, like with the tag button up here where it changes words depending on you click it. I want this to change words from one comment to hide comment. So once you click this, it'll only say one comment, and then when you click it, it'll switch to hide comments. So or I guess if we really want to get super fancy, we could actually, so if the post.comments.length is 0, that one actually doesn't matter because it's either going to be singular or plural. So 1, instead of 1, we'll say hide comment, and then otherwise we'll say hide comments if we want to be super specific. So if we see that, we'll set that to -1 because there is no -1 index. And then we want to determine whether or not this should be shown. So we'll say, see, but this didn't work before. I don't know, we'll see what happens. My hope is that something, this will work. So we'll show it if the index is the one we're on, and then we'll hide this if model.comments equals index. So this worked before. Not 100% sure why it's not working now, but let's find out. Okay, so it got rid of our thing. If we hit there, it says hide comment. Weird that it does that, but alright, we're not gonna worry too much about it right now. You can toggle the comments. I think that's what it wanted. We'll come back to making the other one disappear. Have comments show when clicking the link. Have previous comments close when clicking new. We didn't do that. Have comments switch to hide. So optional, hide comment input until comment is clicked. So down here there's this comment box, and some people don't like that there. They want this to disappear and only pop up when you click on the comment so that you can comment on it. So that's real easy to add if you want to do that. We just go down here to this div and put in this. Maybe it needs to be in the front. I don't know. This is gonna bother me until I fix this. I had this working before. Okay, so our comment thing disappeared. When you click on the comments, it brings back up the form, and you can put a new comment in there. Although we haven't written that functionality yet because we're not there on the checklist. So optional, get that. So now we want it to where, what toy fell down? An orc from World of Warcraft, the movie. Okay, so users can add a comment. So now we want to go into that comment text right here. And instead of comment text, I'm going to write add a comment because that makes more sense. Then we have our form. We're going to do like we did before, ng submit equals controller dot add comment, and we need to pass it in the post so that it adds it to the right post. Okay, so God, that form thing is still bothering me, that comment thing. I'm trying not to let it bother me. Okay, so in here we have the text for the comment. So for right now, we'll just leave that as the only file, and we will call this controller dot post. No, we want to add the comment, so we want to call it a new comment, and we want the text, it to be the text of the object. Okay, so once we put stuff in here, it'll create a new object called new comment, and it'll set the key text to whatever happens to be in here. And then when you click on the submit button down here, it will run the add comment on post function, which we do not have. So we are going to do that. So let's go do that. I'm still hung up on that stupid thing. Okay, VM dot, actually, so yeah. VM dot add comment, I think I called it, equals function, and then we're gonna put in the post that we called in. Hey Danny, I don't know how long ago you wrote that, sorry. But how's it going? Okay, so now we want to actually, we're just adding text. So I was gonna add in date, but or not. So we're gonna have a variable called comment section, and we're going to equal that to the post comments. Okay, and then we're just doing that so that we can push into it. So we're gonna push into comment section the new comment that we just made. So VM dot new comment. So that's the object that we just made, and then like before, we want to get rid of the text. So we'll do VM delete VM dot new comment. Save that. Go here. So looks delicious. That is not how you spell that. Delicious. Sure, I don't know. That's a hard word to spell. So it didn't do anything. ¿Por qué no? Does this do anything? Apparently not. Okay, so let's do some tests. So log the post, just to see what the post it's passing in. Then we'll log the comment section as it is before it tries adding it to it. Did I get an error at all? No, just nothing happens. Okay. So then we'll log the comment section again. And just to be super thorough, let's see what vm.new comment is, if anything. So the post that it's attached to, the comment that we just made, and then the array twice, once before we add, once after we add. So test. Maybe I'm not actually calling the function right on the button. Oh, I guess I didn't save. That's a huge part of my flaw. Delicious. Submit. Okay. Yeah, so that was the problem. I didn't save, which is very common for me. So we can hide it. And now it says 2 comments. Okay, so we can add a comment to the array. I should just double check. It did not add it to that one. Good, good. Oh, that's so bothering me. Okay, just keep pushing on. Keep pushing on. Users can add a comment. Create a comment object with data binding. Add an author and a date. So yes, we don't just want there to be rando comments. We want to know who wrote them and when they wrote them. This is not part of the user story. This is totally optional, but again, user experience, even though my last attempt at user experience went terrible, I got a good feeling this one's going to go better. We can hope. Yeah, this is Angular 1.6. So we're not using the directives of old Angular 1. We're using components, which is more like Angular, but this is AngularJS for sure. Okay, so we want to add in a button for author. We want to add in a button. That's it actually, right? Because the date we can just put in ourselves. So we want to add in a field for author and a field. No, I just said that. We just want to add in a field for the so comment text. It's late. Okay. Comment, and then we just want to copy this and then put in comment author by, and then we're going to call this author comment.author, and then that's all we need on the form itself, but we do need to change this up here so that it shows an author and a time. So we'll do comment text and then by the comment dot author, and then we need to grab that. I don't really want to write it again, but if I have to, I guess I will. Votes any. Here we go. This div. So just copy this. Okay, so comment text by comment author. Nope, that's in the wrong place. We want that here. Okay, so comment text by comment author on the date. And now we need to, so we saved that. Let's go into our seed and we'll do an author. Shout out to Isabella. Sure, why not? And then we'll just copy this. Create it on, comma. We'll do author here is Leo. And paste in the created on. And then we'll do author, make it Danny, and we'll do the created on that string also. So in theory, if I didn't mess it up, all of this should show. Lowell by Danny an hour ago. Love It by Isabella an hour ago. Baby Raft by Leo. And then so add a comment. Delicious by George. Submit. Delicious by George. Why did it set that to an hour ago? Oh, duh. Okay, yes. I need to add the date here, which we already did once on the post, right? So copy there, and we'll do vm.new comment, and then paste it. We just set the date, refresh that. So now, hopefully that fixes it. Although I don't know why it defaulted to an hour ago, but still an hour ago. So it's not adding the created on. Oh, because there's no period. There we go. Third time's a charm. Yes, version 4 just did come out in March, I believe. I'm doing JS because it's a good blend of both, and a lot of legacy apps still use regular AngularJS. So, fuck you. Why? No, it has the created on. That's not the same string, is it? No, it's a new thing. If I do a new post, sea turtle, mowing the lawn, I mean, it's the same exact function that I'm calling to that does this. So when I create a new post, it says a few seconds ago. Why would I add a comment? And if I check the object, the last one, yeah, 159. I mean, that's way closer than this number up here. So maybe I did something wrong in the Reddit HTML. Let me check. Oh, yes. I'm dumb. There we go. That'll fix it. It was going by the post created date, which is exactly going to be the same as 1 hour ago. Okay, 100th time is the charm. 1 second ago. Okay, yeah, cool. Alright, so let's go back and look at our checklist. Option date. Add function on the form to. Yep. So yeah, that's basically without me going back and attempting to figure out why this is happening. Yeah, I don't know, but that's at the very least that's the Reddit clone. With all of the user stories fulfilled. So hopefully that helped. I'm going to keep messing off camera with the weird problem I'm having where it's not closing the other one, but that's not a requirement. That's just kind of me being me and wanting a good user experience. But otherwise, that gives you everything you need to do to make a Reddit clone out of Angular purely on the front end. So when you do refresh your page, you are going to lose everything. But hopefully this weekend we'll do another one where we do the exact same thing, but we tie it to a database so that our posts stay persistent like Reddit actually does. That is it for me. So I fixed the issue a different way. So I did basically like I did with the previous the previous tabs. So I wrote a function that said so set the show comments to selected, and then show the comments are on if the comment.check equals its number. So in here, what I did was when you click on this one, it sets the show comments to this one's index, which will show the ones, it'll turn the comments on for that same index. And so the end result is exactly what I wanted to happen before, where you click comments on one and it'll close the other one out. I don't know why the other thing didn't work. It was basically doing the same thing, but if you have comments open and you click on another comment, it will hide the open one's comments and show you that. So that is how you do that. If you want to do it that way, you can also do it with a little tweaking the way that I already did it. I just don't know why it's not working. But with just writing a JavaScript function, which is kind of my fallback on everything, you can still get it done. So that's how you get that done. For real this time, that's the end. Dev life, yo. See you next time.